Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about lexical bundles in biology research articles. So our plan for today is as follows. So at the beginning I'm going to give a general overview about lexical bundles, and then I'm going to talk about my pilot study about lexical bundles in biology research articles. And finally, I'm going to talk about some pedagogical implications. So I'm going to make use of the results of my pilot study and use some cool tools. So at the beginning, let's define lexical bundles. Piper and his colleagues define lexical bundles as the most frequent recurring lexical sequences. However, they are not complete structural units and usually not fixed expressions. And some examples of lexical bundles at the end of, on the other hand, as shown in figure. So there are few studies that investigated the lexical bundles in biology, such as Cortes 2004 and 2013, Highland 2008, and Sanchez 2014. So my pilot study has three research questions. What are the most frequent forward bundles in graduate research articles? What are their structural characteristics, and what function do they serve in graduate biology research articles? To do so, I interviewed two graduate students and a professor from the Department of Biology at one of the US universities, and they recommended some journals and also database to collect articles from. Articles were classified into five disciplines, subdisciplines: zoology, botany, biochemistry, cytology, wildlife biology. And I ended up with 400,000 words for my corpus. To analyze the data, I used the software AntConc by Anthony 2014, and I classified the bundles according to Piper 2004 and Highland 2008. So the types of lexical bundles, when it comes to its structure, by Piper and his colleagues 2014, has three types. So lexical bundles that incorporate verb phrase fragments, and the ones that incorporate dependent clause fragments, and lexical bundles that incorporate noun phrase and prepositional phrase fragments. So when it comes to the first type, as you can see here, verb phrase with the passive verb is the most common one. So as you can see here, bundles such as shown in figure has been reported that have been shown too. So these are the most common one with 19 examples in the corpus. Sanchez and Highland suggests that passive in biology is one of the characteristics of the language of science, as scientists and researchers try to talk about processes, and also they try to interpret data from their research. The second type, there are not many of them. There are just two examples. And when it comes to the third type, lexical bundles that incorporate noun phrase and prepositional phrase fragments, prepositional phrase expressions is the most common one. As you can see here, there are 28 examples in my corpus, such as in the present study, on the other hand, as well as the etc. When it comes to its functions, there are three types according to Highland 2008. So research oriented, text oriented, and participated oriented. When it comes to the first type, research oriented, so as you can see here, location, time, and place is the most common one with 15 examples, and next procedure, in accordance with, in agreement with, and the early stages of. These are some examples of procedure. So when it comes to research-oriented bundles, it seems this pilot study is consistent with the previous research, especially Highland 2008. The current study has 49% of lexical bundles that are associated with research-oriented bundles, while Highland 2008 has 84% of bundles that serve that function. Sanchez is about 10% higher than this current study. When it comes to text-oriented, so the most common one is resultative signals. It has been shown, have been shown to, is consistent with. These results suggest that. So these are examples of resultative signals. Again, the current study, it seems to be consistent with Highland 2008. It's 39%, while Highland has 43% of text-oriented bundles. Um, this time for the Sanchez 2014, it's to 29%. So the current study is higher by 10%. So the difference is 10%. When it comes to participated oriented, so there are 6 examples like stance features. It's likely that, it's possible that. So the limitation of the current study is the size of the corpus. It should be larger, and research articles are collected from native and non-native speakers of English. For future research, more classification is needed since there are some actually bundles that I couldn't actually classify them, and they are not reported in the literature. Also, maybe like another option is to examine just one subdiscipline of biology, such as wildlife biology. So that could be another um, another suggestion for future research.
So when it comes to activities, I developed some activities based on Nation's 2013 framework to teach vocabulary. Noticing occurs when learners look up words, study words, and guess meaning from context. Retrieving involves recalling previous information, and generating creative use occurs when students use mid words in different contexts. So for noticing, I developed some activities using COCA, the Corpus of Contemporary American English, and Word Hippo, and Idiom Tube. For COCA, here there is an activity, so I asked students to look at bundles in COCA and see if it's common in academic register or spoken register, and also to find the frequency of the bundle in the corpus. And then there are some questions that they can work with the partners on a group, and what bundles are the most frequent in academic and spoken register, and also what's the common one in the corpus. And here is they can go to COCA and find the required information, the frequency, and also the register. Then there is another activity, and it's based on the concordance lines. So I asked students to look at the concordance lines and find actually this bundle, for example, on the basis of in COCA, and then look at the concordance lines in Coca and guess its function and also the structure that comes after it or before it. It depends. So students can go there and try to find the structure, like what comes after it, the noun, class, etc. So another activity is to use word table and try to find the meaning of it and the meaning of any bundle, like as a result of, and also synonym, and look how the bundle is used there. Another website is to use ATM YouTube. They can put actually a bundle in there and click search, and then they will find actually different videos about that bundle, how to use it in their writing, and there are some tips and recommendation on using it in different videos. So I think that is very useful, especially when it comes to noticing. When it comes to retrieving, so there is Kahoot and Pull Everywhere, so we can use quiz or brain dump activity. So for Kahoot, students can actually use the code, sign in, and then compete against each other to find the structure of a specific actually bundle, like here as a result of. So can we use it like just after nouns, maybe not phrases or clauses or all of them, so they need actually to find or recall the information that they learned. Also, we can ask them about the function of some bundles, like on the basis of, and they compete against each other and try to find actually or recall the information when we should use on the basis of. Another thing is to use Pull Everywhere. They can use the code and sign in very quickly. And students are asked to send like a sentence or two using a lexical bundle. So here is actually a sentence. So I like this website because answers are anonymous, and students actually they will not feel ashamed when other students analyze their sentences and find mistakes. So I think it's really relaxing and it's really good for the class. So teachers can ask, where's the bundle, is there a problem with it, like this one, as a result of, here we need like the article and then the teacher can ask about its function and also structure. Finally, we have Mentimeter, so we can ask actually students to do a homework, and then they need actually to write 2 or 3 paragraphs about one of the topics, like the biological effects of pollution, plant pathology, the most common diseases, and try to use these bundles or some of them in their writing. And then in a class, when students actually they are together, the teacher can ask them to use Mentimeter, and then they can use the code, and after that, so the students can send their responses to the website, and from there the teacher can analyze their sentences. So for example, this one, on the base of research from biology scientists, humans have 9 senses. So here it should be on the basis of, and the teacher can analyze the sentence with the students, ask them to give the teacher the right actually form, and also maybe talk about other things like structure or function, etc. So that's all from me right now. I hope that I can work on this project in the future and develop it a little more. So thank you for watching, and please, if you have any questions or comments or recommendations, please leave them below. Thank you so much.